2 years ago, we launched a pro-life film festival called Life on Film, featuring pro-life films and documentaries and dramas. Because we received such good and positive feedback from all the people who watched these films, we've decided to continue Life on Film this year. And we are currently working on an amazing lineup of films, some of which haven't yet been released. To talk more about this, we'll bring in filmmaker Kevin Dunn from Dunn Media, whose team has helped us immensely in organizing the virtual elements of the National March for Life for many years now, including as the Canadian producer for the Eternal Word television network. Kevin continues to produce EWTN's broadcast of the rally and march in Ottawa, bringing the march to millions of viewers across Canada and the world. So Kevin, it's great to have you with us today. Tell us a bit about last year's experience.
Thanks, Matt and Josie. Great to be working with you again. And, you know, as a filmmaker, it's always a joy for me to chat and to interview and to be with other filmmakers from around the world who, like me, revere the sanctity of life. You know, we don't get to see these films promoted in mainstream media. We kind of all know why. But this, and I got to give kudos to the National March for Life and Campaign Life for keeping on with this, because this is a great opportunity to hear those stories. Because you know what, this isn't necessarily it's definitely a movement, but these are about stories. These are the stories of real people who understand that life begins at conception and ends at natural death, and to muddy with that, oh man, well, that is where the drama takes place. And so these real stories come to the screen. Last year was amazing. Matt, you remember Roe versus Wade? That was quite a film. We had Nick Loeb. What did you think of that film?
Yeah, that film is, I really believe that the quality of pro-life cinema has just increased over the years. And it's just very good production quality, great acting. And of course, the storyline is it's something that the world needs to hear.
Yeah, it was interesting that at this year's March for Life in Washington, D.C., they were saying this might be the last year where we don't have Roe v. Wade hanging over our heads in such a way. So that was incredible to have that film last year in anticipation of this year. And then, of course, Divided Hearts of America, our friend Jason Jones from Movie to Movement. What a powerful, powerful movie that was. Matt, any thoughts on that film?
Yeah, that was, I've seen a lot of pro-life documentaries out there over the years. And when I watched The Divided Hearts of America, it was one of those films that it's like, there's all these new things you can learn from these documentaries, right? There's so much information that's surfacing nowadays, and it's information that people need to hear.
Yeah. Gosnell, breaking down Gosnell, took clips from the film. Ann and Phelim, the producers of the film, who actually have been part of the National March for Life and been up here as speakers. Wow, what an incredible film that was. And again, kudos to the National March for Life for bringing them up here. And then Hush with Drew Martin, a little bit of an older film, but again, the tenets, the apologetics of what happens during an abortion and how it harms women. These things remain, and they need to be brought to the forefront. And that's why these films are so important. Blood Money with Roman Jaquez, the producer, came on board. All of these films really, really underscore the sanctity of life. And this year, Matt, I'm really hoping that we're gonna have another blockbuster lineup of films. Starting with, we've already confirmed I Lived on Parker Avenue. This is a story of an adoptee, David Scotton, who was seconds away from being aborted, and how many years later he meets his birth mother in a very, very moving reunion. I've already spoken to David, happy to be part of this year's lineup. We're going to be interviewing him. They're actually making a motion picture about this, like a full-up drama. And so we're going to be talking about that. Allison's Choice, the story of a teenager who's pregnant, alone. She has an interesting encounter at an abortion clinic with someone who wants to save her baby. And again, another very moving film. And I'm currently speaking with the producers of The Matter of Life. a journey to unravel the complexity of the abortion issue through science, philosophy, history, and powerful personal stories. The film answers hard questions and proves hope for the future. And that film, The Matter of Life, is being released in May. So we're going to hopefully have a screening of it here on Life on Film. The Order of Rights is another film that we're looking to acquire. And speaking with the producers now, the story centers around Emma Stein, a pregnant single girl who has been advised by her mother to have an abortion. Despite the objection of the child's father, Ethan Carpenter, and his promise to help her, she decides to go ahead with the procedure. But when Ethan and his family file a lawsuit on behalf of the child's right to life, things take a dramatic turn. I've already seen the screener for this movie. I'm really hoping, they're very excited about the possibility of working with us. Either way, we'll see how things roll with this. These are great movies to be looking forward to this year, and we hope to bring them to you with the National March for Life, Life on Film. Matt, what do you think of that?
Yeah, it's exciting. And we always try to schedule these films as a lead up to the March for Life to get people excited. But we also premiere these films on a Sunday night, because we believe that as a family, you can come together, you can watch a movie, you can talk about these issues, right? Because it really triggers a lot of good, fruitful conversation within the family. So hopefully we'll get all the films, and we will be announcing a schedule of when we will be releasing these films. Once again, all these movies will be premiered on youtube.com/March for Life Canada and marchforlife.ca.